on the line tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. Our first elimination game coming your way 6:30 Eastern on ESPN Plus between Santa Clara. Just 2 hits through 4 innings for the Rebels yesterday, and then they absolutely exploded. 9 hits in the final 2 frames to put up 7 runs. Jaden Pone leads things off. That was the SEC batting title winner when she had 427 in league play this year. First pitch fouled off. These 2 teams met here in the semis in 2021. Arizona won that game. Ole Miss battled back and lost again to the Wildcats in the championship. The history goes even further back to 2019. That was the last time Ole Miss was in a Super. It was here in Tucson, but they have never beaten Arizona. 0-5 against the Wildcats all time.
Devin Netz was a freshman on that 2021 team, was definitely a different player than she was, or than she is now. Kind of a role player versus conference player of the year, the ace of the squad.
Arizona has been untouchable in regionals as of late. 23 consecutive regional wins. That's the longest active streak. Their last loss was in 2015 to Minnesota. Pone on the ground, Netz fields it, that goes wide. Pone looks and decides to stay at first base.
Arizona very lucky that this ball didn't get further away. A little bit of a swinging bunt here. Devin Netz is a very good fielding pitcher. She plays first base when she's not pitching. A little bit of a grip issue, maybe trying to rush her throw, and it runs it up the line.
Not been given word yet on if that is a hit or an error, but either way, Pone aboard with nobody out. First pitch swinging here, slow roller right side and flip to first, and that is an error. Cole threw it wide of Stoddard. And for a team who is the best defensive team in the Big 12, this is an uncharacteristic start.
Very quickly, you're going to see a defensive timeout for Arizona. This is a play slow developing, so no chance for 2, but Cole just can't get it out of her glove. Has plenty of time, no needing to rush it. Not the ideal start defensively for the Wildcats.
Both of those plays go down as errors. Lauren Lappin, who coaches the defense, is out there to talk things over with this infield and try and calm things down. They have a .974 fielding percentage on the year.
And second base is a position for Arizona. Have been rotating a little bit with Logan Cole and Kiki Escobar. It's not an everyday starter situation for Coach Lowe. We saw both Escobar and Cole at that position yesterday, splitting the game.
Now Aaliyah Binford for Ole Miss, who was 3 for 4 yesterday, drove in 3 runs and hit a ball off the top of the wall in center field that was an absolute rocket. Big swing there that's going to get out of play for strike 2. So Netz jumps ahead.
Even 2 strikes here. This is a hitter that I would be very careful with if I'm Devin Netz. I'm sure Arizona, I know the coaching staff was here yesterday. We saw them in the stands. Watching Aaliyah Binford, she was dialed in yesterday, swinging a very hot bat.
This has popped up into the stands as well. Some great battles here early for Netz. Pone and Boutte both aboard due to errors. Binford up. A talented freshman Percy Yamas on deck. This is a really dangerous Ole Miss lineup. A team that's won 4 out of their last 5 after kind of stumbling toward the finish. They lost 4 games in a row before the regular season finale in Starkville. They beat Mississippi State. They go to the SEC tournament. Wins over Missouri and Florida. They erase a 5-run deficit to Texas and nearly beat them. Diving, that's off the glove of Cole, and Ole Miss is going to take an early lead. Boutte going to third, and that gets by at third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Sniffin, I don't know if she didn't see it or if Boutte was just in the way.
Well, Devin Nets had thrown 3 straight inside rise balls to Binford, so she goes for the change. The problem is the location. Look at where this ends up. Drifts up low, but it's up the middle of the plate, too much center white, and Logan Cole was shaded very far in, playing within the baseline because of the runner at third base. The ball gets by her.
Now Llamas. That misses down low, ball 1. Devin Nets really should have 2 outs right now and probably a runner on first base. Instead, nobody out, 1 run already across for the Rebels. Perfect start for Ole Miss, seeing a ton of pitches here from Nets as well. Llamas, a freshman from Eastvale, California. She hit .342 in SEC play and drives this to deep right center field. Percy Llamas, the freshman, with a bang. She is untouchable this year.
This is a very senior-led team. Talking to Coach Traxel about how many seniors and super seniors are in this lineup, but how about the freshmen in the 4-hole? That tells me that Coach Traxel knows the capability and the talent that Percy Llamas has, and I think this is a player who has a very bright future. We're just starting to get a glimpse of how talented that youngster is. She crushed that.
8th home run of the year for Llamas. This is hit high into the outfield. Kennedy comes in and makes the catch, and finally Arizona has an out. For Percy Llamas, her first career hit, her first at bat, was a pinch hit, go-ahead 3-run home run in a win over Clemson. Her first postseason hit is a 3-run home run in Tucson to put Ole Miss up 4-0 on Arizona. This has been a shock to the system at Hillenbrand Stadium. Another freshman, Mackenzie Pickens, lets that go for ball 1. Pickens, one of 8 freshmen. There are 8 transfers on this Ole Miss team, 16 newcomers in all. It's tracked down by Beal for out number 2. And Jamie Traxel brought in 3 new assistant coaches this year. This is a just complete overhaul of almost the program, you could say. She said because of that, all these new pieces, she felt like this was a team that would be on the upswing come postseason. And that's what we've seen over the last week or so from Ole Miss.
Well, it's just a huge roster of, I think, 26. So you have so much talent, 1 through 9, through your bench. And I'm sure the fall was full of inter squads, very competitive. So you're going to have the elite rise. It's going to bring out the best of your best players with little competition. Competition doesn't hurt anybody. But it's just the chemistry. And talking to Coach Traxel, she said it's taken some time. It was a little rough at the beginning of the season, trying to figure out the pieces and some players with different roles. Didn't know how the freshmen were going to be, like Percy Llamas, or the senior transfers that they were bringing in, like Binford. But has gotten better as the season has progressed, to your point, and that's exactly what you want come May.
Here's yesterday's hero, Ashton Lansdell. It was just a solo home run in the 5th inning to kick things off, but that just changed the game for Ole Miss, and then she had that tremendous diving double play on the line drive at third base to end the game. You talked about all the moving pieces. She played outfield earlier this year, but she started the last 11 games at third base. Started her career playing baseball at Georgia Highlands College, the first female to play JUCO baseball, as Nets sits her down to end what was a forgettable first inning for Arizona. But what a Clara. Kennedy rips that, and that's fair. And she's got wheels into the corner. Kennedy rounding second. Lappin tells her she wants 3, and she's going to get it. A leadoff triple, crowd back into it.
This is exactly what Arizona needed, just a little bit of life. Down 4 in the first. Of course, you're the home team. You want to get your crowd into it. And it takes one swing from Dakota Kennedy, turning on something just a little bit middle and off to the races. A little bit of a bobble out in right field. Checking your coach all the way to third. Then you pump up your dugout. Let's go. Get back in this, one hit at a time.
Now Reagan Shockey, sophomore from Chino Hills, California. Has a hit in 16 of her last 18 games, playing some great ball right now. Second best average on the team to Kennedy. Shows bunt, that gets by. Kennedy stays put. Two-0 pitch from Lopez. That catches the outside corner for strike one. Talked yesterday, Arizona just has a little bit of everything. They play great defense typically. That was a very uncharacteristic first inning. One of the best offenses in the country. And they've got a lot of different arms that they can go to, and they will go to. This is chopped up the middle. An infield RBI single for Shockey. And this offense hasn't blinked, coming to the plate, down 4.
Reagan Shockey is as close a player to Caitlin Lowe, the reincarnation of Caitlin Lowe, than I think Arizona has ever had since her head coach played here at Hillenbrand. This is exactly how Caitlin Lowe made a living, 4-time All-American, and Reagan Shockey, of course, under her tutelage, has just bloomed in her sophomore season. Knows how to work the dirt, so good with her barrel.
8-game hit streak for Shockey on first base to make way for the Big 12 Player of the Year, Devin Netz. Caitlin Lowe loves this situation right here. Went to the Women's College World Series as Arizona's head coach in her first year. That was the third of 3 straight. Mike Candrea, the legend, had the first 2. Outside to Netz, ball 2. We saw this yesterday. Pitchers very careful with Devin Netz. And why wouldn't you be? (2-0). Netz sits on it. Off the end of the bat a little bit, but great power. What a catch! Did she catch it? Malvin is down on the track. And now Shockey's taking off. She's going to go all the way around, but the umpires are signaling for play to stop. Did the ball go over the wall? And it's gone. No ball in the glove. Malvin shaken up, but Devin Netz, a 2-run home run. That's the kind of power she's got. That looked like it was off the end of the bat.
Yeah, that's not her hardest hit home run, but exactly to your point, so much power at the plate. That was a hitter's count, and you really hope that Taylor Malvin's okay. Went right into center field. Right into the center field wall, and she was going all in, and that's what this is all about. The stakes are so high. An elite center fielder, knowing that if she can run this ball down, she's going to go get it. Looks like she's going to be all right.
Yeah, that was a fearless attempt at the wall. It wasn't like she was standing there waiting to jump up. She ran into it.
True OG softball fans will remember Caitlin Lowe making a play almost exactly like that in right center field. The only difference now here at Hillenbrand, the walls are padded. When Caitlin Lowe played, the walls were wood. It was a little bit of a scary scene for the then center fielder. So, you know, Coach Lowe is respecting the effort there, but of course happy that Devin Netz ended up being on the right side of that home run.
Good to see Malvin staying out in center field. Let's take a look.
This pitch is a 2-0 count. Way too sweet, and she timed it perfectly. It was in her glove. It looked like she had a little bit on it right there. 1-2, a jump. This is exactly how you teach it. Oh, that's as good as you can do right there. Outfielders will practice that every single day, and how many times do you get a chance to try and rob a home run? It's only a couple times a year.
In the glove, but the momentum into the wall took it out.
How about Arizona? Very impressive to be right back in this ball game here in the first. The shaky defensive start, the big 3-run home run from the freshman Percy Yamas, and had completely taken the crowd out of it, Ole Miss had. Dakota Kennedy, Reagan Shockey, and then Devin Netz get their home crowd right back in it. And that is the beauty of being a two-way player, right? Devin Netz is the one that's giving up those big hits. She's in the middle of those defensive miscues. She gets the opportunity to have a bat in her hands, get her team right back in this. It's such a rare thing to have in our game, someone that can do it on two sides of the plate.
Caitlin Lowe told us in our meetings this week, Devin Netz, such a leader by example, said she has no off switch. She is a get on my back and let's go mentality. Defense let her down in the first inning. She said, no problem. Right back in it, nobody out. Another power hitter at the plate in Sydney Stewart, who hit a grand slam yesterday. Stewart has a home run in 4 of the last 7 games she's played in. (2-1) off the end of the bat, foul. Arizona as a team has 77 home runs on the year. No program in NCAA history has more 100-plus home run seasons than Arizona. This has just been a power-hitting program forever. 5 players in the top 12 in NCAA history for home runs. One of your former teammates, Stacey Chambers, 10th on that list.
Yeah, I think Kati's in there too. I played with Kati when she was a freshman and I was a senior. They could hit a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Inter squads were not fun.
High in the right field. This hangs up in the air and caught by Boutte out there for out number 1.
You always love to see the bounce back from the pitchers after giving up the big home run, taking a breath. You saw the timeout with pitching coach Nancy Evans getting right back to it. What do we need to change about the game plan? What are we feeling? What are we seeing? And sometimes in a weird way, home runs can be rally killers where you have the ability to clear the bases, start fresh, come up with that new game plan and go back to it.
Nancy Evans, the Ole Miss pitching coach, of course, a legend here in Tucson. Jerseys on the wall, a former National Player of the Year, 6 times a national champion, 3 as a player and 3 as an assistant coach here for the Wildcats. Kaya Altmaier at the plate, down 0-2 to Lopez. Ooh, and Lopez got her. That is a nasty pitch.
I've been waiting for this changeup. It's what Lopez is known for. And the 3 hits that Arizona had this inning were not on this pitch. They were not on the changeup. They were on the curve. You get ahead, you can pull the string. Coach Evans is calling the pitches for Bri Lopez. It's one of the GOATs right there for Arizona.
One of the iconic moments in Oklahoma City history. Taryn Mowat back-to-back in 06-07. Caitlin Lowe, of course, All-American on those teams, but Nancy Evans was calling the pitches. Strike 2, Lopez jumping ahead of Emily Shep, sophomore from Torrance, California. Pac-12 All-Freshman of the Year, or All-Freshman team last year. It's 7 home runs. Lets that pitch go in the dirt.
Saw the split screen there between Evans and Lowe. Nancy Evans actually recruited Caitlin as a player. Of course, coached her in those national championships that you were just talking about, but it's pretty cool stuff.
Up the middle, that's ripped by Shep for a 2-out base hit. Recruited you too?
That's right. Was just historic in terms of Nancy Evans as a player and then what she was able to do as a coach. Back-to-back, of course, in 06 and 07. There's Coach Candrea on the far right.
8 total national championships, back-to-back on 3 occasions, 93, 94, 96, 97, and 07, or 06, 07, but absolutely dominated the 90s under Mike Candrea.
Well, and also Arizona has the two-way star in Devin Netz, who pitches, plays first base, and also hits. And Nancy Evans was kind of the OG two-way star back in her day in the 90s when Arizona was just the dominant program. If you watched softball in the 90s, you watched Arizona and UCLA, and you knew who Nancy Evans was. There's my guy, Coach Candrea. Living his best life in the suite, as he should. Yeah, but when Nancy played, she would be the shortstop, the number 3 hole hitter, and then also was the best pitcher on the team. Coach Candrea coached her, coached with her. I was about 6, 7, 8 years old. Of course, as a Tucson kid, growing up watching Nancy Evans and watching Coach Candrea and watching Caitlin Lowe a little bit later in my life. But man, it was just so huge to be a Tucson kid and watch those 3 really just put Arizona on the map. Made me want to play softball.
I don't get the feeling that just because Mike Candrea has retired that he is relaxed up in the booth. It seems, if anything, he wants it more for Caitlin Lowe, one of his students and someone who came up as a player and coach under him. I think he's locked in, though.
Doesn't miss a game. Will sometimes travel with the team. When we had our open practice on Thursday, he was kind of roaming around, just feeling it out, checking it out. Is everything all right here?
Stoddard ground ball. She's retired, and that'll do it for a 7-run first inning. Ole Miss 4, Arizona 3.
Jenny Dalton Hill. Yeah, shout out to Jenny and Leah, who are also calling.
First pitch, deep left field. That clears the wall. Angelina De Leon for Ole Miss. And both teams just throwing punches right now, back and forth.
Well, so far, every run that has been scored early with no outs on the board. So both teams, the game plan is to swing the bat and swing the bat early. Ole Miss throws the first punch, Arizona punches back, and then how about the senior down in the 8-hole, first swing, little leg kick, sitting on something down and in. Line drive out of here in a hurry. Devin Netz, yeah.
Can't believe it.
Second home run in the second inning.
Just the 4th of the year for the senior shortstop, Angelina De Leon. To the 9-hole Taylor Malvin, who is just great to see her remain in the game after colliding with the wall on the Devin Netz home run. Two great offenses going at it right now. Caitlin Lowe upset about something. Talking to Brady Sanderson, the first base umpire. Might have, they call an illegal pitch, possibly? Michael Hernandez behind the plate. Brady Sanderson at first, Eric Jones at second, and Chris Neighbor, our third base umpire. That was an illegal pitch because it's a 2-0 count, and Malvin swung and missed at that.
So the only thing that I can think of is that Devin Netz takes a little bit of a shuffle or a step, if you will, with her right foot. And that's all good and fine as long as you don't break the plane of the rubber. So her heel starts on the back of the rubber, and by the time she takes her little shuffle, she's to the front.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit for Malvin. Back-to-back knocks here in the second inning for Ole Miss, and the top of the order coming back to the dish.
Looks like Malvin's still hurting a little bit from that center field crash.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at her again. Jamie Traxel concerned. 5th season at Ole Miss, leading them to their 9th straight regional appearance. She was the fastest coach in Ole Miss history to 100 wins, did it in just 159 games. She knows what it takes to get to Oklahoma City. Did it in 2019 with Minnesota, led by Amber Pfizer in the circle. Alvin waving them off. This is what happened, though.
Took a big hit, going for the home run, hit by Devin Netz, and also the fall. So you're not only running into the fence, but you're coming down so hard. Big breath, back to it.
7 hits in the last 2 games from the bottom 3 in the Ole Miss order. Heads up play there by Beal. Had to be quick, too, to get Malvin. Numbers for Ole Miss don't lie. A single season program record with 54 home runs. Their numbers as a whole are just up this year. Into left field and diving to make the catch is Kennedy. It's the 2nd or 3rd best catch we've seen her make this weekend.
Well, these are the defensive plays that Arizona needs to be making. We saw the 2 errors in the first. Back-to-back nice plays defensively. First Taylor Beal, then Dakota Kennedy. It's one of those betweeners where you're not going full extension, but you're not staying on your feet, so those can be very tricky. But the Gold Glover in left field, nice play.
The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City beginning Thursday, May 29th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Could one of these 2 teams be there come May 29th? Ole Miss, it would be their first ever trip. Arizona in search of their 26th all-time trip to the Women's College World Series. Pone on first base, 2 outs for Aaliyah Binford. Binford 4 for 5 at the plate in 2 regional games this weekend. A little bit off that one from Netz for strike 2.
I like the pitch early in the count for Netz. You now have the ability to double up that change, go something maybe a little bit lower. If you're going to run your rise, you got to run it clear out of the zone.
That's the rise ball way out of the zone there for ball 1.
Yeah, you would have wanted that one maybe more inside, tighter on the hands, closer to the eyeballs. When that rise is on the inside part of the plate and it's going up towards the eyeballs, hitters are more enticed to hit it.
Outside runner goes. Stewart! The tag was too high. Pone slid underneath it. Her 16th stolen base of the year in 16 attempts.
Just such an elite athlete at the top of the lineup. Jaden Pone hits for average, can run, hits for power. Ooh, that might have been a little closer than we thought.
Caitlin Lowe, I believe, agrees with you.
Well, the tag was definitely high, but is the foot on the base?
Yeah.
And Logan Cole, the second baseman, did a really nice job with this throw. Not perfect from Sydney Stewart. Gets the short hop, sees it deep. The tag is high, but is the foot on the base. It looks like her right foot tucks in her slide, and that is the foot that touches the base first, which is kind of not how you want to do it. You want your lead foot to touch the base.
Well, and did she come off there briefly too? They're actually going to challenge if she left the base early.
Okay. Just keeping us on our toes.
All of the reviews being done. A centralized replay center in Pittsburgh. Lauren Lappin looking on, coaches the defense for Arizona.
I understand the challenge here because if you have a 50-50 shot of getting Pone off of the base paths, collecting that third out, you have the hottest hitter at the plate right now for Ole Miss in Binford. So if you're Arizona, if you can escape this situation with having to pitch to Binford with a runner at second, yeah, I'll take that challenge.
A lot of great softball going on around the country. And all day long, this is one of the best days of the year. Triple headers at all 16 sites. Big thank you to our crew here in Tucson, led by Aaron Owens and Eric Fry. We await the decision if Pone left first base early. Eight total runs in not even an inning and a half. Texas A&M, the #1 overall seed, losing to Liberty in their semifinal. So the road for the Aggies got a lot tougher after that one.
So your foot has to be on the base until the ball is out of the hand from Devin Netz.
Well, it looked like it was, right?
Yeah, I didn't see anything that was, believe me to think she left early.
With all that softball being played, there can be some busy moments in Pittsburgh.
This is the look that we're gonna know for sure. Foot is on the base. I think that's good. I think that's actually perfect timing. Could not have timed that any better. Right there, foot is on the base and the ball's coming out of her hand and her foot is now coming off. Picture perfect.
Year 2 for Jaden Pone at Ole Miss. Spent her first 2 years at Longwood, where she was the Big South Player of the Year and the Big South Freshman of the Year in her only 2 years there. Said she felt like there was more for her. Came to Ole Miss and said, I feel like I'm where I should be all along.
After further review, the field is upheld.
The call is upheld. The runner safe at second base, did not leave early. There are 2 outs. It's a 2-2 count, but like you said, if you get a chance to not let Aaliyah Binford hit with a runner on, you take it. Now Netz, who had to wait through that review, will throw her first pitch in a few minutes. Fouled straight back. That bounces in to make it a full count.
The second changeup that Devin Netz has thrown into Binford. Just tells you the respect. Trying to slow her down.
Team leader in doubles, second in home runs. Popped up and Stewart gives it a look, and Stewart makes the play up against the wall. SU Oklahoma looking for a 5-peat. North Florida, one of our 5 newcomers to the NCAA tournament, gets a win too. Now Aaliyah Binford, the Baylor transfer, didn't get to Ole Miss until December. Jamie Traxel says, look, that's not easy to do. It takes a special person to do that and to blend into the team and to fit. But from the beginning, it was a great fit for Binford.
That's a deep bullpen for Coach Traxel, and this is another senior with a very capable arm with a ton of big game experience. Remember, Bree Lopez pitched almost the distance yesterday, went to 7, and then Binford came in on relief in that top of the 7th. And I like the change between Bree Lopez and Aaliyah Binford. They are two completely different pitchers.
Facing the freshman Jenna Sniffen from Kapolei, Hawaii. Twice, Binford's gone way inside on her here. 3-1 count for the freshman.
Binford is going to be all drop ball to both sides of the plate. Definitely favors her arm side, so away to lefties, inside to righties.
Sniffen draws the walk to lead off the second. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We've got the best live action on 7 Innings Live Show on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on the ESPN networks.
Shout out to the girls holding it down in the studio, Tori, Tara, and Chris. They're helping me get ready in the morning when I'm just like, you know, hanging out, eating some breakfast, getting myself ready, doing my hair. Got my 7 Innings Live on my iPad, getting that prep in. It's great.
We were watching the whole country, I felt like, before our game. Pinch runner over at first base for Sniffen is Zadie Tagalog, a sophomore local product here in Tucson. Taylor Beal, the shortstop. Shows bunt, missed it for strike 1. Beal 1 for 3 yesterday. It's a great glove, fouls that bunt attempt straight back, and now down 0-2. Junior from Folsom, California, hit .313 in conference play. 3-year starter, second at shortstop. It's way ahead of that pitch for strike 3, Binford's first K.
Leah Binford has an elite drop ball, but she also has an elite changeup that goes so well with that downspin. As a hitter, you're looking down, you're thinking drop, and it looks the same, tunnels the same coming out of her hand. It's just slower. So an unproductive out for Arizona, and for Binford, that feels so good, especially after that leadoff walk.
And with your leadoff hitter, Dakota Kennedy, coming to the plate, tripled to lead off the first inning. Give Arizona a spark, get their offense going like they did in that first. Takes the 1-0 pitch for a strike. Dakota Kennedy, a former top 5 recruit. Rawlings Gold Glove winner in left field last year and a third-team All-American. Swings through that for strike 2.
And you can feel the velocity difference with Aaliyah Binford now in the circle. Mid to upper 60s. Glove is popping.
Looking for back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk. In the dirt, Brady blocks it up and fires to second to keep Tagalog at first base. Lexi Brady so solid behind the plate. Great perspective. Asked her about this team and described it as a calm confidence. And no one epitomizes that more than her.
This is a team with 8 transfers this season, also 8 freshmen. So you think about a player like Lexi Brady behind the plate, who has been at Ole Miss all 4 years. No transfer needed.
She transferred before she even got to college. She had committed to Jamie Traxel at Minnesota. Said that when she was being recruited, her parents and her talked about it, just felt like home. And she said it felt like home because of Jamie Traxel. She said, I trusted her as a coach, but I trusted her as a person as well. And came here to Ole Miss with Traxel and is having a career year in her final season.
Well, how important is that mindset and buy-in for the team culture, of course, what you're trying to build from Coach Traxel, and you have that in your catcher. Catchers are the heart and soul of the team. Of course, the stars are the pitchers, and everyone's talking about who's in the circle, but the heart and the soul and the heartbeat is always going to be behind the dish.
Another 3-2. Outside, great at bat there from Kennedy. 2 of the first 3 to face Binford have walked.
Now batting the center fielder, number 25, Regan Sharkey.
The danger levels are rising. Nancy Evans knows it. Shockey first, and then Nets. Ball 1.
You can see Binford working the drop against Reagan Shockey, going in tight. We saw what Reagan Shockey was able to do in the first inning. Got an outside pitch from Bree Lopez. So good with her chop slap. This is a hard infield. She knows it. She plays here and practices here every single day. And so Reagan Shockey has the ability to swing away. We saw it yesterday against Santa Clara, and we saw it last weekend in the Big 12 tournament. But 98% of the time, I'll say she's slapping, going to that chop slap.
Quick conversation between Binford and Brady against a player in Shockey who is now put together back-to-back 80-hit seasons for Arizona.
So what makes this situation so interesting is typically any hitter at the plate, the pitcher, you're thinking, I want a left side ground ball, get the easy force, keep a runner off of scoring position. But Reagan Shockey wants that outside pitch to do her game, which is that chop slap. So then do you have to force the issue and go inside?
We've seen her chop it into the clouds where you wouldn't be able to get anything. That almost popped into Brady's glove.
Oh, that would have been huge if she was able to come up with that.
She was almost up too fast.
Yep.
There's Devin Nets. Just hoping for an opportunity. Already a home run in this game for Nets. 1-1. Swings through it, strike 2.
You can see the down angle. That's the pitch Reagan Shockey is wanting right there. And that tells me the movement that Binford is getting on that drop ball.
Big pitch from Binford. Tapped right back to her, has to go to first. If you're Arizona, you probably take that. 2 in scoring position for one of the nation's best, Devin Nets.
A productive out for Reagan Shockey to set up this Devin Nets opportunity. New pitcher, though, this home run, this 2-run shot was off of Bree Lopez. Now Aaliyah Binford in the circle. Now my question, Chucky, first base open. Are you careful, or do you trust a new matchup? This is the hitter in the lineup for Arizona.
They come at her. That one did not feel good. Nets limps away after fouling that off herself.
She's wearing the ankle guard on her left ankle. So does this hit her top of her knee on her right foot? Ouch.
Back foot in the batter's box, and then pitching too. Hopefully doesn't affect her in the circle. Two home runs away from that 20-20 season to join Jordy Ball. One count, power against power. Fouled straight back. Binford working ahead of these last couple hitters.
You could see Nets with her left hand just trying to tell herself stay through it. Facing a drop ball pitcher, you cannot try and pull the ball. You have to see it so deep, trust that the spin is going to go into your bat, and almost tell yourself, I'm going to hit this right center.
She become a 2-strike hitter now with 2 away. Nets taps it left side. Lansdell to first, and Binford close in the sports calendar. She'll be locked in. Look, I just think you can be stylish and you can still be a baller. You got the hat and you got the glove there.
And not only does she have her glove is pink, and she's like tapping it. She's ready to go. She wants a foul ball. I am obsessed. Like, are you kidding me?
Is that Arizona's next star?
I don't know. She's on the Ole Miss
She
side.
might be, yeah.
She's standing right behind the Ole Miss dugout. Look at her. She is so locked in. That just warms my heart.
Hit up the middle, base hit to start things off for Percy Yamas, who has 2 today, the 3-run home run and now the single to lead off the 3rd. 3 straight innings of the Rebels getting their leadoff on.
I did see our little fan clap over there, so that leads me to believe that she is an Ole Miss fan.
Grand Canyon in the building, arriving, getting set to face off with Santa Clara in our first elimination game coming up next on ESPN+. That's going to be a good one, too. 2 teams that I thought Santa Clara played really well. They got run ruled, but they fought in that game against Arizona, took the lead early, fought back after falling behind big. Grand Canyon, I think it was a shock to the system for them. Lexi Brady down 0-2. Looking to at least move Yamas around. Swings through it. On 3 pitches, Nets sets down Brady. Winner of this one gets to go home and rest until 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow, the regional final. Santa Clara, Grand Canyon next, and then the late one, 9 Eastern. Be our second elimination game of the day. 2 teams, their seasons will come to a close this afternoon. Mackenzie Pickens watches that pitch. It's a 2-0 count from Nets to Pickens. Pickens, Yamas, and then the talented freshman pitcher Miley Wachenio have had the biggest impact from that freshman class. Pickens deep to right field. It's caught there by Altmaier for the second out. One of the things Jamie Traxel said about this freshman class is recruited a bunch of winners, whether it's high school, travel ball. These are players who have won throughout their career. And she said, we recruited this class to change this program, to take us to the next level. And you've seen that incredible impact from a few of them. And she feels like there's a handful more that'll do that over the coming years.
Well, just think about what it takes to not only crack a lineup as a freshman in a Power 4 D1 lineup, but to crack a lineup that has as deep a roster as the Rebels have.
You asked her about just the quantity of players, and she said, look, it just felt like we kept on having opportunities to get better, and how could you say no to that?
All right, if somebody wants to come and you're like, well, our roster's a little deep, but you could be our starting shortstop, you could be our starting third baseman. Okay, yeah, we'll make some room and we'll figure it out along the way.
Crowd wasn't happy with that last call. They thought that was a strike from Nets instead of 1-1 count to Lansdale. Lansdale rips that foul. This is her 39th appearance of the season. Her 27th start. Has started the last 11 at third base for Ole Miss. 2 years at FIU. That just missed the outside corner.
Oof. I mean, this is too close to take. I don't know how you take this if you're Lansdale. I think that's strike 3.
2-2. Nets moved on and sets her down swinging. Strikeout number 2 and 3.
Home runs from Yamas and De Leon, but it's how those home runs were set up, especially in that first inning. 2 errors that led to that 3-run home run.
4-5-6 for Arizona here in the third. Binford fooled Stewart. Talked so much about the changeup for Lopez, but we've seen Binford fool a couple hitters with hers. Look at those numbers, career numbers across the board. 371, 18 home runs.
Stewart has been as important as any player for Caitlin Lowe in Arizona, having to bat around Devin Netz this entire season, whether that's in front of her or behind her. Kind of the newcomer on the team, transferred from Washington.
You're going to say that was a foul ball.
I think dead ball, check swing, and then hit her foot in the box, kind of rolled out.
Sydney Stewart's dad, Colin, her mom, Sarah, both college athletes. Brother and sister, great athletes as well. She said her dad jokes with her mom that she's the only one in the family that hasn't hit a home run. Sydney said mom was a slapper, though. A little bit different game.
That's cold, Dad. Gotta respect Mom. Mom was a baller. We can get it done with different ways. You don't have to be a home run hitter.
Stewart into left center field. Off the wall. Not a home run, but a double to lead off the third for Stewart. The power is just what she does. Well, Game 7, SGA and the Thunder hosting Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in OKC tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 Eastern on ABC. The Countdown crew tips off our coverage at 3 Eastern, 2 Central in Denver. Gotta love Game 7. The drama of the NBA right now, and of course the drama here in college softball. This game just means so much. We were talking earlier, you know, of course this is where you want to be, but to lose this game and then you have to kind of wait around for 3.5 hours to come back and play in that second elimination game. Into left field, that's down. Stewart coming around. She will score. It's back-to-back doubles for the Wildcats. Altmaier trading places.
Well, we had just talked about Devin Netz with the big strikeout. Could the momentum transfer from the defense to the offense? Fast forward, it has. Back-to-back doubles, Kaya Altmaier. Who else? This is all she does is hit doubles. She's the best in the Big 12 to do it. So you love her in the 5-hole. Of course, Sydney Stewart, she runs very well as a catcher, scores easily.
19th double of the season for Altmaier. Had one in Game 1 of this regional as well. Emily Shep way out in front of that pitch for strike one. Altmaier represents the tying run. Shep in front of it again. Altmaier going to take third. Got a great jump there. No hesitation.
Altmaier's a very sneaky player for Arizona. I feel like she flies under the radar constantly with the names of Dakota Kennedy, Sydney Stewart, Devin Netz. She has been so consistent for Caitlin Lowe, does a lot of little things right for the Wildcats.
Here from San Diego. The U of A chants ringing through Rita Hillenbrand Stadium. 1-2 count to Shep. Ground ball right side, and it's going to get foul. Would have scored. Altmaier from third.
See if Emily Shep can make an in-at-bat adjustment here, a little bit out in front of that drop ball. Pull heavy hitter. Have to see that drop ball so deep.
Ground ball right side, that'll do it. Shep retired, but we are tied at 5 apiece.
And And I know that's not the flashiest hit, but if you watched Arizona's coaching staff after that hit, they just exploded. Hitting coach Amber Freeman, Caitlin Lowe, they're at the top of the dugout pumping up Emily Shep, but it's the in-at-bat adjustment, just what I was talking about. You have one pitch, you're out in front, rolling it over. The next pitch, you get the exact same drop ball, but you make the adjustment, you see it deep, and you score your teammate from third base.
Strike one to Miranda Stoddard. Arizona is just nearly untouchable at home in the NCAA tournament. 90-13 all time. It's off the handle, well placed by Stoddard to restart the rally with one out.
That's a huge point, restarting a rally. We talked about it in the first inning. When you have that big home run, the big hit, and the bases are empty, sometimes as a pitcher you can allow yourself to reset and shut things down, but credit Miranda Stoddard. This is a tough pitch to handle. It's a drop ball that's up and in, and she just fists it out for a single in center.
Now the freshman sniffing. Ball one from Binford. Ground ball left side, snagged over there by Lansdell. What a throw and what a play. She has been excellent defensively at third base.
Well, last night she made maybe my favorite defensive play I've ever seen of all time. And it was kind of on a play like this, but it was a line drive where she was diving for the double play, and she is just so solid at third base. Great range. Saw her kind of jump forward as well.
That's a cannon of an arm.
Yes.
Taylor Beal was fooled on that pitch a couple times her last at bat and is way out in front again. Spinner right back to Binford. That'll do it for the Arizona third. 2 runs scored, 5-5 as we go to the fourth. And we'll talk all square, 5-5 through 3 innings. Ole Miss and Arizona, one of the best matchups of the day. We're joined by Ole Miss's head coach, Jamie Traxel. Coach, have to ask you about your freshman first baseman, Percy Yamas. As you've watched her kind of grow over this season, what's been the biggest standout about the player she is?
Just how consistent she is in everything that she does. From the first days that she came onto campus in the fall to, you know, a warm-up, doesn't matter who we're playing preseason, postseason. She's just always the same, and I think that's why we get consistent execution from her. But, you know, obviously so many big hits and big moments, and I don't want to not talk about her defense too, because she's a lockdown first baseman. So proud of her. We'll need every swing that she's got today.
I feel like we're going to see a lot more swings in this one. A little bit of a slugfest here. You start Lopez, you bring in Binford. Tell us what went into that change and what you're seeing from your seniors.
Yeah, I love our offense. I mean, obviously putting up 5, and we had hard hit balls out. We kind of thought this would be a slugfest today, so we're pretty prepared for it. Just wanted to change it up, maybe disrupt some timing, but all of our pitchers are ready. It'll be, you know, committee used today for sure. But I like our mentality and I like our response system. But we knew it would be a dogfight, and we thought it'd be a little bit of a slugfest today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Howdy toddy.
Jamie Traxel, great perspective and a great feel on the pulse of her program. Brought in 3 new assistant coaches, and she is very much, you know, take ownership as an assistant coach, wants them to leave their mark on this program, and brought in big names. Erin Earlywine, Nancy Evans, Bobby Buchanan. There she is talking to Nancy Evans right there. Erin Earlywine has had a tremendous impact on the offense, as well as Bobby Buchanan, who's really big in the analytics part of things. She raves about the confidence that these coaches have given the players.
I think the combination between Coach Earlywine and Coach Buchanan, we were talking to Lexi Brady about having kind of like co-hitting coaches, if you will. She said Coach Earlywine is the one that really breaks down your mechanics and fixes the holes in your swings and what can we do adjustment-wise.
Into right field and just foul tailing. DeLeon at the plate has already made her mark in this game too.
Had a big swing in the second. This was on an inside pitch. It was on the first pitch that she saw, so it was sitting on something, splitting the plate, and that's the game plan that Coach Buchanan brings to the team as that co-hitting coach. He said that Coach Buchanan will be the game plan, the mindset. What are we looking for? What are we talking to ourselves?
Ground ball back to Nets for out number 1. That'll bring up Taylor Malvin.
Always feels good as a pitcher when you know exactly who took you yard in the last at-bat. And it's a quick debrief with your pitching coach and your catcher. Was that my best pitch? Can we set up something different? Did she earn it? Because it's always one of those things where if I threw a bad pitch, okay, that's on me, but did she earn it and hit my best stuff? Okay, we need to attack something different. And then you feel that out and you attack her and you get the good result, and it feels so much better.
She's going up against such a good offense in Ole Miss, and one that is so battle-tested out of the SEC, who has 14 teams in the postseason. Hard hit ball left side, sniffing, gobbles it up. 5 straight retired now for Nets.
Both of these offenses are so potent. I would not want to pitch to either one of these teams. These teams can just flat out swing it. Even these defensive plays, hard outs.
$12 combined hits in the game, 10 combined runs for these two teams. Back to the top of the order for the Rebels, Jaden Pone has reached both times, an error and a fielder's choice. One and one. Pone fouls that back. Nets out in front again. This may be the Big 12 Player of the Year settling in. Couldn't tempt her.
That's a great take. Especially you see Pone going to her slap. So you have to make your decision quicker as a slap hitter.
Slaps it up the middle, got to be quick here. And a nice off-balance throw by Logan Cole. 1, 2, 3 for net. Things off for Arizona here in the bottom of the 4th. Lexi Brady, he had a loose shoelace there. Ready to go behind the plate. Kennedy takes the first pitch for strike 1. Led off the first inning with a triple, came around to score in a 3-run first for the Wildcats. Outside from Binford. Saw Lopez get the start. Now the senior from Texas, Aaliyah Binford. Ole Miss has relied very heavily on 3 arms this year. The other one is the freshman Miley Wacheño. Interesting to see how Jamie Traxel manages things as this game goes on. This inning is a big one facing the top of the order. Two and two.
This is the second time through the lineup that Arizona is now facing Binford. Binford is really working the down part of the zone, whether that's her drop ball or her changeup, just limited pitches up in the zone.
3-2. Reagan Shockey's got to love being behind Dakota Kennedy, she sees so many pitches in the batter's box when she's standing in the on-deck circle. Hard hit ball. That one gets by Lansdell. Leadoff runner in the fourth for Arizona. Well, tomorrow's Sunday Night Baseball matchup, it's the Subway Series finale between the Mets and the Yankees. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Who are those two guys?
That's Juan Soto on the left and Aaron Judge on the right. I got it this time.
Got the Juan Soto on the Mets. Heads up play by Brady to let the spinner roll foul. I don't think she would have had Shockey at first.
Anyone thinks we're a little weird, I didn't know that Juan Soto was on the Mets. I thought he was on the Yankees with that promo yesterday. So that's our inside joke. Let us just.
This is a breaking news. Shockey gets it down. This one has to be played. Llamas takes care of it. But the sacrifice bunt works for Reagan Shockey. And that sets up Devin Netz with an opportunity to put Arizona in front.
Already has a home run in this game, but that home run was off of a different pitcher in Brie Lopez. Her last at bat against Binford, I felt like Binford handled her pretty easily with that drop ball. There's a lot of rollover outs like that. If I'm Aaliyah Binford and I can get free foul balls just like that, go for it, and then you can get ahead and expand the zone. Look for a chase.
The one hit today, a 2-run home run. Devin Netz, the last Wildcat to play for the legend Mike Candrea. That one gets by. Kennedy is up to third now. And now just a fly ball into the grass will do it.
Well, Binford is a drop ball kind of pitcher, so now it frees up Dakota Kennedy to score maybe on something on the right side. Hard hit ground ball. You know Devin Netz is going to put it in play.
Down low, that one smothered by Brady. Two-one count to one of the most dangerous hitters. They were 5 for 12 yesterday with runners in scoring position. 2 for 6 today, not too bad.
Yeah, good numbers, especially this elite ball that we're seeing. And all these pitchers that you're going to be facing are here for a reason.
Where do you go here if you're Binford?
Change in the dirt.
I don't think she liked the original call. 2-2. There it was, but left it up, and Netz long but foul. That was not in the dirt.
It's a big exhale if you're Binford. I would go hard in tight, in on the hands.
There it is. About got Devin Netz. You do this? You've done this before.
To be honest, once you've done it for so many years, you can, as a pitcher, you can kind of close your eyes and like be right in the moment and feel it. It's a very weird sensation.
3-2. Netz ground ball. Another foul.
The last thing that you want Devin Netz to do is get extended. We know how much power that she has, so you neutralize that power by going in tight on the hands with the drop ball that's Binford's best pitch, or the changeup. But if you're going changeup, the key is the location. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate. She has too much power for her to sit back, keep her hands back.
8th pitch upcoming.
I think that pitch was supposed to be outside. Looked like Lexi Brady behind the plate was set up on the other side of the plate, and that ball drifted a little bit in.
Crowd behind Devin Netz in Tucson. Winner to the regional final. Inside, that gets away. Here comes Kennedy, and she scores. Devin Netz just wore Aaliyah Binford down.
And then just the wild pitches. Lexi Brady doing everything she can, just a little bit tied up. Dakota Kennedy sees it run away. Frustrating for Ole Miss.
Amy Traxel trying to settle things down. Just one out. Crowd loving it. First time Arizona has hosted a regional since 2021. I mean, that's hard to believe. A program that has had the level of winning that this one has had. Didn't make the tournament in 2023, but responded last year, went back to Supers. As you know, having played in this program and been around it as long as you have, they want to be in Oklahoma City.
Standards are incredibly high here at Arizona. Think about the World Series appearance for Coach Lowe in her first season, 2022. Did it the hard way on the road. And then a season ago, we're in Supers. Able to upset Arkansas in the Fayetteville Regional and go on to Stillwater, ultimately losing to Lexi Kilfoyle in Oklahoma State.
Arizona almost was helped today by Oklahoma State, but Arkansas stormed back to win that in extras and walk it off. That's who Arizona will face, or the winner of this Tucson Regional will face, is the winner of the Fayetteville Regional. But from a Wildcat perspective, if it's not Arkansas, you have a chance to come back home if you can get through your regional. Nice pitch by Binford, 1-2. Stewart has faced Aaliyah Binford once today and doubled to lead off the third inning.
Saw the long defensive timeout with Ole Miss talking to their senior in the circle, Binford.
Two fouled back off the tip of the bat.
This game feels so much longer than 4 innings. I look up at the scoreboard and the score bug, and I'm like, what? 4th inning? No way. A long game.
Stewart in a shallow right. Llamas takes control. 2 outs. Just so much action. 11 total runs, 13 total hits. A lot of high drama moments. Kaya Altmaier now at the plate. With Emma Kavanaugh on first base. Altmaier fooled by that first pitch. "19 doubles, 1 in each game of this regional so far, including her last at bat when she drove Stewart in. Back-to-back doubles it was for Arizona to start the third. Two and one.
It's 3 changeups in a row from Binford. Got the swing and the miss on the very first pitch of the at-bat, and then went back-to-back for balls. So if you're Altmaier, what are you sitting here? I'm not sitting changeup. There's no way she's going to go 4 in a row. You're looking something hard.
That's what she got. Fouls it into the netting. One of the greats, Caitlin Lowe, looking on. Jamie Traxel, tremendous record as a head coach wherever she's been. Up the middle for Altmaier. Kavanaugh rounds second, and that throw is wild. It gets away. Here comes Kavanaugh, and she's going to score. Ole Miss gives one back with their own defensive mistake.
So the 2 runs that have scored in this inning on a wild pitch and a wild throw. Kaya Altmaier squares this up, 2-strike approach, solid hitting. Emma Kavanaugh, the pinch runner, sees the ball right in front of her. I like this go. Safe at third, but the throw coming in, I don't know where it was headed towards. You're either having a throw to third or a throw to the plate.
The previous play is under review.
The call is upheld. So no changes. A runner on third, 2 outs, and Kavanaugh comes around to score. And now for Ole Miss to try to limit the damage. Arizona has scored multiple runs in 3 of the 4 innings they've come to the plate. Emily Shep watches ball 1.
Well, and also, how about Kaya Altmaier? Back-to-back clutch at bats. Had the RBI double in the 3rd, now the RBI single here in the 4th. 2 outs, getting it done.
Off the end of the bat into left field, Pone went back, but makes the catch to strand the runner at 3rd. Arizona by 2 in their home venue. Caitlin Lowe is next. A very uncharacteristic start for your team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. How were you able to get them kind of settled in and get to this point?
Well, they know that's not them, so we just kind of had to shore up our defense. Everybody looked each other in the eye and said, let's go to work, and they knew what they wanted to do. They had a plan, and I like our at-bats right now. I like that Dev's throwing up some zeros, and I love that they're competing behind her.
Yeah, what are you seeing out of Devin? Kind of a gritty performance here for your senior.
Absolutely, and she's been through this a couple times this year. It's not new, and she's got an army behind her. I think that's what she feels right now, and they're behind her to make any play necessary, and she's giving us her best shot right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back-to-back zeros for Devin Netz against this very dangerous Ole Miss offense. Similar to Arizona coming to the plate with the top of their order last inning, this is 2-3-4 for Ole Miss. Let's take something off there to Lair Boutte, who's 0 for 2, but reached on the error back in the 1st and scored. Down low ball 2 to Boutte, who started her career at Tennessee, spent 2 years there, made 88 starts, was a member of their 2023 SEC championship team and Women's College World Series team. Has great postseason experience. Good location on the inside corner for strike one.
Devin Netz going in tight against Boutte. The infield for Arizona very shifted. All to their left, our right.
High into right center field. Shockey takes control of it. One out.
Now batting the pitcher, number 4, Aaliyah Benford.
7 straight retired for Devin Netz. Now pitcher on pitcher with Aaliyah Benford at the plate. Ball one.
I feel like the hitting pitchers are just having such a moment right now, especially in this regional. We have 2 of them right here going at it. What a fun battle. Talked about Jordy Ball, Allison Benning from North Florida, Nigeri Kennedy's hitting this year from Texas Tech.
Hard hit,
Wow.
Sniffing. Nice play at the hot corner for out number 2.
The ball was scorched. Look, there's a reason that this is a freshman getting the start. Got the start on opening day, so that always tells you something when the head coach says, I'm going to write in this rookie at third base of all places. That is a tough position to play. I don't want to be playing third base. No thanks. So smooth.
She is a confident player. Asked her when we talked to him, why Arizona? She said, why not Arizona? And she didn't miss a beat when she said it. Loves the tradition of this program, loves the staff here. Another one in a great list of Hawaiian-born players that are all across college softball right now.
The team calls her Lime. And when you have a nickname as a freshman, that tells me that you are in. You're into the club. The upperclassmen are going to wrap their arms around you, and it's just kind of one of those clubhouse things. So it was fun talking to her on Thursday with super senior Miranda Stoddard and junior Sydney Stewart, and there was just kind of that mama bear energy about their rookie, Jenna Sniffen.
You got to have some swagger to wear the A as a freshman.
Look at that right there. That's Taylor Beal, the veteran shortstop, junior, was Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year a season ago, and so you're able to grow and to bloom and practice next to one of the best shortstops in the game every single day.
Into right field, deep and gone. Percy Llamas again, 3 for 3 today, 2 home runs, and Ole Miss is within 1. Speaking of freshmen,
Stay on theme. The rookies are showing out, and Percy Llamas is a professional hitter. This is a 2-0 count that is not a good pitch to hit. It's a good pitch to pitch, but she just gets after it. Doesn't matter where it was pitched. I feel like she was just swinging on that, especially after the timeout. You know you're going to get something hunting it wherever it's pitched. So much power from the freshman in the 4-hole.
adding to her freshman RBI record at Ole Miss. Home runs number 8 and 9 today. All SEC second team this year. She's the first Rebel freshman to earn first or second team All SEC since 1997. That was the first year of the program when Amanda Fine did it. Llamas hands it off to another great power hitter in Lexi Brady, who's 0 for 2, probably feeling like she's due right now. Rips it up the middle right on cue, and she's now 1 for 3 on the day. And with 2 outs, the Rebels have a base runner.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Mackenzie Pickett.
These are back-to-back very well-hit balls off of the bats of the Rebels against Devin Netz. This is third time through the lineup. Ole Miss has used two pitchers. We saw Bree Lopez and now Aaliyah Binford. Devin Netz has gone the distance up until this point. Looks like it's time to make a move for the Wildcats.
Going to be Saya Swain, the grad student from Paris, Texas, and the Iowa State transfer stepping into the circle. Crowd showing their appreciation for Devin Netz, who will try to make her mark offensively, but a pitching change in just a moment.
Ole Miss was swinging big early. I feel like last couple of swings, though, Coach Lowe and the dugout thinking about making a change, and they do. They have a very deep pitching staff. Arizona does. 8 pitchers on the roster, and go to another senior. So we've seen Miranda Stoddard yesterday, Devin Netz today, and now Saya Swain. Another veteran arm that has experience for the Wildcats.
Spent 4 years at Iowa State, and that goes up and gets Pickens. Fortunately, she looks okay. First pitch, I don't know if she took that to the back or the head.
I think it was her helmet. Swain is a rise ball pitcher, has good velocity. Either way, scary moment.
Swain, a 2.35 ERA. This is her 24th appearance. What do we expect from her?
More velocity, so you like that in relief. High 60s, but it's going to be about the combination of her rise ball and changeup. Everything's going to be high heat or low and slow. That one just definitely got away from her.
And already Christian Conrad's going to have a word with Saya Swain here. Pickens on first, Brady on second, and last night's hero coming to the plate. Or is she? It's going to be a pinch hitter.
Now batting for Ole Miss, and pinch hitting number 23, Taylor Roman.
The senior from Missouri City, Texas, played at Louisiana. This is her 25th appearance. Taylor Roman steps in. A 227 average on the year, has 10 hits, one of them a home run, and has driven in 10. With 2 on, 2 outs.
Right now, if I'm Roman, I see those 2 wild pitches, I am taking until Saya Swain can prove to me that she can throw a strike.
That was a big swing through that one. One. That's in there for strike 2, but Stewart lost it out of her glove, so now both runners in scoring position.
You can see Stewart turn to the dugout, kind of pat her chest, saying, "My bad."
Part of the process for Sydney Stewart transferring over was getting to know 8 pitchers, as you mentioned Arizona has. 1-2 pitch. Kind of off the handle, deep to left field, and gone! Roman, a pinch hit home run to put Ole Miss in front. That is pure power.
What a senior moment. Pinch hitting is one of the hardest things to do in our sport, and she made that look so easy. Not only was that a 3-run home run, it was a 2-strike count, and this is a pitch that's just way too center cut. It was high enough, it was just whether it was going to stay in the ballpark. A little bit of a breeze out here, Dakota Kennedy running it down, but too much power. What a swing, what a moment. Ole Miss now on top.
It didn't sound like great contact off the bat. But you said it, what a moment for Roman. First at bat of the postseason. The postseason win streak for Arizona in regionals.
And I love that moment right there. That's Lansdale, who she was hitting for, and so no one happier. Give your senior big hugs, and that's the chemistry that Coach Traxel has been talking about. It's taken some time to get to this point, such a deep roster. It's probably been tough for her to get everybody in, and players like Taylor Roman that deserve to play every day, but man, talk about delivering when your number is called.
Arizona makes the change to the All Pac-12 second teamer last year. Arizona's top arm, Aisa Silva, her 18th appearance of the season, but she's only thrown an inning and 2/3 across 4 appearances since March 19th. De Leon swings at the first pitch. She homered off Nets back in the second. 16 combined runs, 17 hits in this game.
Well, Chucky, I'm looking at my scorebook, and all of the scoring here in the 5th, 4 runs, all on 2 outs for Ole Miss.
This is the same fight we saw from them last night. It is just a part of their DNA. Popped up into the netting. You can say whatever you want about your team, about your culture, what you are about. It's another thing to prove it time and time again. Talking about this team coming together with all the newcomers, the chemistry. But this is them living it over the last 2 nights.
Also, I loved what we heard from Coach Traxel when we talked to her in her interview. She said, we knew this was going to be a dogfight. We knew it was going to be a slugfest. And I think there's something to be said about talking about that openly. Like, hey, they are going to score, but guess what? So are we. And being okay and be comfortable with the high-scoring game. Sometimes as a coach and as a team, you can act like, oh, it's going to be perfect. We're going to shut them down. Well, that's usually not the reality. So maybe just talking about it, kind of doing that reverse psychology, saying they're going to score, but guess what? That's part of the game plan, and we're going to score right back. That way, when they do score, your opponent does score, you're not surprised. You're looking at each other going, yep, we talked about this.
Popped up, maybe playable for Nets. Oh, nice catch by Devin Nets. She has it all in the bag. And trying to fire up her teammates after a 4-run.
Stairs with the rise, also has a great change as well.
She'll face 7, 8, 9, starting with Stoddard, who takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Stoddard homered yesterday. She started the game through 2 innings, came out of the game, and then re-entered to throw a couple more. That pitch had some nasty movement on it to get her to swing through it. Huacheño's 3rd career start at Southern Miss, 19 strikeouts, broke Ole Miss's single game strikeout record. Jamie Traxel says low heart rate kid wants the ball. What a location on the inside corner. Huacheño says, I have arrived to the postseason.
She has the ability to climb the ladder with that rise ball, can throw it high, or just kind of sneak it in, low rise. But Chucky, what I love about the pitching moves for Ole Miss is that every time they've made a move, they've given their relief pitcher a clean inning. So you saw Alina Binford start the second after Brie Lopez pitched a complete first, and now Wachenio coming in, kind of getting just a fresh start. I think there's so much to that, where if you're going to say, okay, we're all doing this collectively. This is part of the game plan. We're all going to be ready. You've got 1 through 3, you've got 4 through 5, or whatever it is, but it's just sticking to the game plan.
Freshman on freshman now. 0-2 count to Sniffen. Five pitches, 5 strikes. Sniffen fights it off.
And the Ole Miss pitching staff is built so well because each one of these 3 pitchers is so different. You have the lefty and Lopez, you have Binford, who's down with the drop, and then Wachenio, high heat. It's exactly how you want to build it.
Sniffen, left field. Back goes Pone on the track and makes the grab. The crowd held their breath for just a moment.
The wind is blowing out here at Hillenbrand. So if you get the ball in the air, it's a little bit of an adventure for the outfielders, tracking it down up against the fence. Nice catch.
Pone made a great catch over her shoulder last night. That one not quite the adventure, but still a nice play on the warning track for out number 2. The 9-hole Taylor Beal is 0 for 2 today. Takes strike 1. Obviously great for Ole Miss just to have a quick inning potentially, but to give a freshman like Wachenio some confidence too as you embark on this postseason journey that you hope lasts a few weeks. She would have to be a part of it. All 3 of those top arms for Ole Miss would have to throw well for them to move on. Two and 1. Outside corner, strike 2.
Lexi Brady doing a great job behind the plate, framing that up. Expect more high heat here.
Got her looking. What an inning. Percy Llamas started it off with a 3-run shot. Then Angelina De Leon added to it with a solo shot. Llamas said, I'll have 2. And then the biggest one of all, Taylor Roman, the pinch hit.
That's just such a cool moment. Look at where we stand right now. It has been a slugfest, absolutely. Arizona has answered a couple of times, but the big difference for me is 2 of the 4 home runs that Ole Miss have hit is 2 3-run blasts. So the solo shots, fine. Teams are going to get their big hits, but it's what's happening in front of those big hits.
And what happened in the first inning in front of Llamas's was 2 errors. So could have eliminated a couple runs in that first inning by playing the typical Arizona defense we're used to seeing. Left side, Beal's got to be quick. She was, and they get Malvin. One away, Taylor Beal, quick transfer.
Thought for a second Jenna Sniffen was going to have to cut this off for Arizona to have any chance to get the speedy Taylor Malvin. Bang, bang, play it first.
Top of the order, Jaden Pone. Silva starts her out with a strikeout. Or excuse me, a strike. 0-1 slap left side, trying to sneak it past Sniffen. Lefty-lefty matchup with Pone and Silva. Aisa Silva, a junior, another one of those local products from here in Tucson. Went to Mountain View High School. Grew up going to Arizona games. Just misses outside for ball one.
Arizona relied on her heavily a season ago. Thinner pitching staff, much different than what Arizona has this season. Devin Netz was out with an injury, and Miranda Stoddard, thankfully for Arizona, had just transferred in. And it was pretty much Aisa Silva and Miranda Stoddard that carried the load, helped take them all the way to Super Regionals.
Tries to get the inside corner. Caitlin Lowe wanted to check down the third base line. I think she might have also thought the location was there.
I love this pitch. I think it's strike three. I think this is the same pitch that we saw Wachenio get for a called strike three on the other side. The only difference is left-handed versus right-handed batter. So just umpire zones are always going to be different side to side. That's the fun of it. But either way, I thought that would have been strike three.
I thought Caitlin Lowe was actually right. When we showed that side swing, I thought she did go around.
Agreed.
A one-out walk instead. And that sets up Lair Boutte. Third school for Boutte. Last year went to Houston. The 2 years at Tennessee. Jamie Traxel said they had her on campus when she was in the portal the first time leaving Tennessee in the summer of '23. Decided to go to Houston instead. So when the name came back up in the portal, Jamie Traxel said we weren't going to miss her twice.
Second time's the charm.
She's down in the count 1-2. She's had a fantastic season. Didn't actually make her debut until February 28th. Scooped up by Netz, and they get the lead runner.
Netz is just such an athlete. I'm excited to see her at the next level playing with AUSL this summer.
You talked about earlier the defensive piece of it. There's not a lot of first basemen you see go down the right field line and make that catch.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like her game will play very well to the pro style, where she can be used as a first baseman, a batter, and then maybe an ace or someone that comes in on relief. See a lot of staff building in the professional game.
High chopper. Beal has it and tags second. That'll do it. Arizona is 37-0 on the season when scoring 5 or more runs. Wachenio starts off Kennedy. Little change up on the outside corner for strike one. Top of the order. Couldn't ask for a better situation if you're a Wildcat fan. Facing a true freshman pitcher in the circle. Kennedy's reached all 3 times.
That pitch was called last inning. A couple of times, actually.
Janio's location was pinpoint in her first inning of relief. 2-1. We've seen 3 of the 4 arms for Ole Miss in this game. Lopez started, then Binford, now Wachenio. (2-1) to Kennedy. 2-2.
Just think about how the Arizona hitters have had to adjust against the 3 different looks that Ole Miss has thrown at them. So you think, okay, here in the 6th inning, this is the 4th time through the lineup for Dakota Kennedy and the rest of the Wildcats, but it's against the third different pitcher, and that really plays with your vision, that plays with your timing.
Ground ball right side. For the first time today, Kennedy is retired. This stadium is almost silent when the pitch is on the way.
Now batting the center fielder, number 25, Reagan Shockey.
Just feel the tension from field to stands. Now Reagan Shockey.
And you know that the opposing team is going to be talking about that. They're out there, they're feeling the environment. Guys, listen how quiet they are. Let's keep them quiet.
One.
Then on the flip side for Arizona, do you make that pressure bigger than it is?
(90-13) at home in the postseason. There is a standard as high as anywhere in the country here in Tucson, an expectation. Slap foul.
It's great movement on that low rise from Huachenio. This is what makes Huachenio so tough. You have two strikes, you have to protect something high at your hands or something low and slow.
One of the finest settings in all of college softball here at Rita Hillenbrand Stadium. Shockey up the middle, and she's aboard for Devin Netz. A veteran at bat right there.
Reagan Shockey had a great finish to the regular season for Arizona, and she sets the table, staying hot for the hitter that bats behind her, Devin Netz, Big 12 Player of the Year. She's already hit a home run today. It was back in the first, which feels like it was like a game ago at this point.
Netz represents the tying run. Ball one. (18 home runs on the year. 2-0. First game of the year at this stadium, hit 3 home runs against Michigan State. There's strike one from Huachenio.
That's a pitch that she can drive. 2-0 count. 2-0 count is a count where you can kind of freely sell out on a pitch and still be in a hitter's count if it doesn't go your way.
Three and one. There's moments in the postseason that sets you apart, that really make you into a star. 3-1. It's a full count from the freshman Huachenio to Devin Netz. Missed last season with an injury, worked and worked to get back this season, and has put together a career year. Could be the final weekend that she plays in Tucson. Up top, ball 4. And now the go-ahead run steps to the plate.
Well, Ole Miss walked and kind of carefully pitched around Devin Neds in her last at-bat. And they had to pitch to Sydney Stewart. They were able to get Stewart out, popped up to first base. If that strategy works again here.
Jamie Traxel came out of the Ole Miss dugout. She's talking to Michael Hernandez behind the plate. Brady and Wachenio talking things over in the circle. One out, 2 on, Sydney Stewart. One for 3 with a double today. Off speed from Wachenio for strike 1. Now the crowd getting behind Stewart. Oh, 1. Stewart hit 5 home runs last year at Washington. Spent 2 years there. She has 18 in her debut season at Arizona. And that is a called strike. Stewart behind now.
Look, I have a big strike zone. I will tell you, this is the ball.
Wow. Stewart has to protect now. 1-2. Swings through it. Wachenio with a massive out number 2.
And I love the pitch call because it sets up Sydney Stewart having to defend that inside part of the plate. So what do? You go away. You can see her hips were not ready. Her hands just kind of throw it out as a defensive swing with 2 strikes. It's exactly how you play it for Miley Wachenio in the circle.
Altmaier's already come up clutch today with the RBI double. Watches that pitch outside for ball 1. Kaya Altmaier from San Diego, California, went to Patrick Henry High School. Sister Sierra was a great player at UC Santa Barbara. 2-0.
That pitch looks good. Looks like Altmaier, you could see her talking to the dugout saying expect a change. A little bit of a question mark, got a nod. There it is.
Too far outside, 3-0. Four-pitch walk to Altmaier. The opportunities are limited for Arizona. The biggest one of the game is right here for Emily Shep. Shep, a sophomore from Torrance, California. Pac-12 all-freshman team last year, hit 7 home runs, has 5 this season. 1 for 6 this weekend. Watches the first pitch low for ball 1.
Woo, it's tight in here.
Shep swings left field and down Foul ball is called. A foul ball is called. Lauren Lappin can't believe it at third base. I mean, that looked, from our vantage point, and I'm assuming from Lappin's too, it looked like it hit the line.
Yeah, we have a terrible vantage point up here just because we're high home, but live I thought fair.
Caitlin Lowe pleading her case right now. This is not a friendly conversation with Caitlin Lowe either. And the home plate umpire, Michael Hernandez. Let's take a look. Ooh. Wow, that is close.
It's a good call.
I mean, that is an unbelievable call by Chris Neighbor at third base. That is a blade of grass between the line and the ball.
Woo.
Well, still a 1-1 count with the bases loaded and 2 away for Shep. This one higher, Pone under it and makes the play. Ole Miss out of the jam. The wins on the line for Arizona as Devin Netz has re-entered in the circle to face the talented freshman Percy Yamas, who's actually homered off of her twice today.
Well, she's 3 for 3.
And all off of Devin Netz.
Aisa Silva was last in relief, saw her come in the 5th and then pitch the full 6.
Netz finally wins the battle against Yamas, 1 away. Silva came in after Swain, who faced just 2 batters, a hit by pitch and a 3-run home run, and then they went to Silva, who was solid in the 5 batters she faced. Back to Lexi Brady, 1 for 3 in this game, all against Netz. Fouls it straight back for strike 1. Nine straight NCAA tournament appearances for Ole Miss. Their last Super Regional, 2019, they've only gone twice. Brady to left field, deep, gone, Lexi Brady! Insurance and a single season record for Ole Miss as Lexi Brady sends her 16th home run over the wall. Her first home run since a grand slam on April 17th.
The 5th home run Ole Miss has hit off of Arizona pitching today. Of course, Percy Yamas is the rookie, the freshman who's had 2 of those, but the rest have been seniors, and this is a senior-led squad. There are seniors all up and down this lineup. Absolutely sits on that changeup, not fooled at all. Big hugs. Little insurance there.
It's a single season home run record at Ole Miss that's been there since 2003. Dee Justice held that record. 16 of them for Brady in her senior season. This is hit hard. That's going to get to the wall in left center field. Extra bases for the freshman Mackenzie Pickens. This Ole Miss team is relentless.
Looks like Arizona is going to make another pitching change. This will be the 4th pitching change.
Nets will likely come back out to first base as she hands it off to the first baseman, Miranda Stoddard. We'll step away. Stoddard got the start yesterday. She's going to try and end this 7th inning, give Arizona a chance.
In the lineup, she's taking the ground balls and then also called in on relief here.
Arizona kind of see it today with the pitching moves. They go to Swain for a couple batters, then Aisa Silva comes in. We go back to Devin Nets. It's been hard to predict who they're going to throw because you go back to the Big 12 championship. Ryan Maddox gets the start in that one before they move on to Miranda Stoddard. They have a lot of options arm-wise, but you just wonder how that staff is kind of developed.
It's almost one of those things where you have too many options. You don't really know who can get that consistent number 2 time behind Devin Nets.
Swain's the 3rd most used arm, Stoddard's 2nd. And of course, we talked about Silva. She was one of the workhorses a year ago. Angelina De Leon at the plate. More insurance at second base. Ground ball left side, Sniffen. That'll do it for the top of the 7th. You can't count out the Wildcats. The offense is too good. It's Stoddard that will lead off. Pinch hitter to lead off the 7th for Arizona. It's Paige Dimmler, who's actually had a ridiculous season at the plate. She has 35 hits. She's hit .417. 9 extra base hits, 22 RBIs. Has made 23 starts this year, the majority of those coming when Dakota Kennedy was injured. Ball's behind 0-2.
Interesting here, Dimmler, senior, pinch hitting for fellow senior Miranda Stoddard, who's one of the better home run hitters for Arizona.
Dimmler, Sniffen, Beal due up for Arizona. Wachenio dealing.
Thought we might have seen Dimmler a couple of innings ago, maybe hitting for Taylor Beal, who sits in the 9 hole, has struck out twice. So it's just a matter of when you're going to see Paige Dimmler. I think she's a hitter that needs to be in the lineup, however that is. Pinch hitting has been what she's done the last couple of weeks.
Senior from Vista, California, Rancho Buena Vista High School. Former Pac-12 all-freshman team in 2022. Slaps this into left field. Dimmler comes through. There's one aboard.
Now batting the third baseman, number 33, Jenna Sniffen.
Now the freshman Sniffen. Still looking for her first postseason hit. 0 for 5 at the plate with a walk. Lansdale robbed her earlier in this game on a ground ball to third base. One 0 count. This has felt like a regional final.
From the first inning.
Nervous Wildcat fans looking on. 3-0 count.
A little interesting, you could see Miley Wachenio kind of glance to the dugout after that pitch. It's never a good sign.
There's strike one.
See if the freshman can climb all the way back against fellow freshmen in the box.
Had her struggles in SEC play, but she had dominant performances against Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina. Inside ball 4. And the tying run will step to the plate.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Taylor Beal.
Taylor Beal will get her opportunity in the 9-hole. 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts today.
I love this moment here. Lexi Brady, the senior, going to talk to her freshman, realizing the moment, giving her a little bit of a pep talk, but also a breather.
Winner goes to the regional final, and they get a lot of rest. Loser plays tonight in the second elimination game. You've got to wait about 3.5 hours. Taylor Beal with 2 on and nobody out. Ball 1.
And if you're Taylor Beal, 9-hole, who has 2 strikeouts, one of those strikeouts was against Huachenio in the 5th. I am taking until she proves to me that she can throw a strike. You have Dakota Kennedy, All-American, behind you in the top of the order for Arizona.
2-0.
And then on the flip side for Ole Miss, how many balls is too many? Is there a pitching change to be had?
There is at least a conversation. How many times has Nancy Evans stood in that circle with the U of A chants ringing through this stadium? One of the greatest to ever do it. Talking to her talented freshman.
We asked Coach Traxel what Coach Evans has brought to Ole Miss in her first year as the pitching coach, and she said winning, competitor. This is the moment to compete. You have a chance to win this game. Play upset, play spoiler, put your team in the winner's bracket on Championship Sunday.
All she can do is watch. 2-0. 3-0.
You can feel the moment start to get a little big here. This is a freshman, her first taste of the NCAA tournament. This is one of the most hostile environments that you're going to see in the NCAA tournament.
Strike 1 to Beal, catches the outside corner.
Paint it again, go right back to that spot. It's great movement. It's away from the left-handed hitter and Taylor Beal.
There it is.
Go again. Because if Taylor Beal wanted to hit that pitch, she had 2 opportunities to do it. And that tells you as a pitcher, she doesn't want it. And if that is your best pitch to get a strike in this moment, you throw it.
Go back to it. We've seen Beal fooled a couple times on the changeup as well. Here's the 3-2. Back to it. Ground ball up the middle. Tags second to throw to first. Not in time. So it'll be first and third with 1 out.
What a job keeping that ball in the infield.
Now batting the left fielder, number 4, Dakota Kennedy.
For Arizona, a productive out. You move a runner over, pass the bat to Dakota Kennedy, feel a little bit of momentum, and then for Ole Miss, that's a big out.
Well, job done for 7, 8, 9 in the Arizona order to turn it over to Dakota Kennedy and company at the top. Change up, outside corner, strike 1. Kennedy, a 3-year starter out in left field. Great combination of speed and power. Swings through it and falls behind 0-2. Is there another twist in this game? 1-2.
What a take. That is a very close pitch. Obviously, it's a ball, but hey, with this moment, you do not want to let your at-bat be in the hands of the home plate umpire.
That one runs further outside to even the count at 2-2. Ole Miss has won 4 of their last 5. Nearly erased a 5-run deficit in the SEC tournament to knock out Texas. Off speed, Kennedy left side, jumps up, and De Leon stays with it to record the out at second. 1 run scores.
I know it was a bobble, but the middle infield right now for Ole Miss is just getting it done. These are gritty balls, keeping them in the infield, and a little bit of an awkward slide here from Taylor Beal. Almost looked like she slid late. You can see how her feet are past the base. She needs to slide early, hit the dirt quicker, get her foot to the front of the base.
There is a challenge on the play. Here comes the ruling. It is upheld. Beal out at second base, and there are 2 outs. Ole Miss 1 out away from booking their spot in the regional final. And they snap the streak. Arizona's last regional loss in 2015 to Minnesota. Reagan Shockey at the plate.
Well, Reagan Shockey knows she's going to get pitches. I know that first pitch was a ball in the dirt, but you have to think that Ole Miss is going right at the sophomore. Big 12 Player of the Year, Devin Netz, has a home run in this game. She is on deck.
Brady held it there for a long time. Thought that was strike 1. Instead, it's a 2-0 count. Brady turned and asked the home plate umpire. That corner's been a tough one for pitchers and batters today. 3-0.
And this is just overthinking it. It happens to the best of us. You know exactly what you have to do. I know Wachenio's a freshman, but she scouted this team. Everyone knows who Devin Netz is. And so the dugout saying, go at her, go at her. Sometimes you just overthink the moment.
23 pitches this inning, and that is a 4-pitch walk to Reagan Shockey to get to the Big 12 Player of the Year.
In the last 2 at-bats, Ole Miss has pitched around Devin Netz. 2 walks, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 4th. There is nowhere to put her here. You could carefully pitch around her and load the bases for Sydney Stewart if you want to. Sydney Stewart also has 18 home runs. This is it.
First pitch to Devin Netz. Popped up. This could do it into left field. Pone catches it. Ole Miss is headed to the regional final. The freshman Wachenio on 1 pitch sits down Devin Netz, and celebration for the Rebels.
What a game. Ole Miss, they pulled every right move when they needed it to. We talked to Coach Traxel in her mid-game interview. She said, we knew the game was going to be like this. We knew it was going to be a dogfight. 21 hits in this game, 18 runs. Ole Miss offensively, we saw them come back yesterday. We see them set the tone early, but then continue to throw punches. What a well-played game by the Rebels. A statement win.